Hi friends, welcome back at another session of Understanding Mind by Thich Nhat Hanh. We have completed the 15 verses on store of consciousness, and we started working on the manas. Manas is the base of mind consciousness. Mind is the sixth consciousness, seventh is the base of that. The mind consciousness is the manas. So we started talking about those manas consciousness, and today we'll continue and try to finish that because we are getting a break also from the next week. So let us see. So manas consciousness, he's further dividing into it. So last week we learned few of the manas, how it works. He further dividing what are the companions of the manas, how the manas goes, because whatever the store of consciousness that is acting, right? So what are the other companions he's starting? So let me share my screen. Hope you're able to see my screen. Okay, we completed 19. So the next one is comparisons or companions of the manas. So what are the companions? Manas goes with 5 universals, with mati of 5 particulars, and with the 4 major and 8 secondary afflictions. All are indeterminate and obscured. This is the 20th stanza that Thich Nhat Hanh is giving to us. So manas goes with the 5 universals. What are those 5 universals? Okay, why manas is going with that? What is mati? Mati of 5 particulars. What are those mind formations of those 5 particulars? And with 4 major and 8 secondary afflictions. And he is saying all are indeterminate. Nothing is useful. All are indeterminate and obscured. You need to, because they are indeterminate, we can always change and we can always transform. So these are, if you understand like why, from where the manas is going, right, then you will be able to understand deeply and able to come out of that. So that is what he is trying to say. So we will see what are those 5 universals first. Manas goes 5 universals. That is contact, contacting, attention, feelings, perception, volition. So volition is the, what do you mean by? It's a power of will. So exercising your power of will, that is called volition. So these are called the universal because they are present in every consciousness, in each and every consciousness. All these are present. That is why these 5 are called the universal consciousness, 5 universals. Okay. Contact, some contact with somebody or something. Attention, getting attention or giving attention. Feelings, so how do you feel? Perception, how do you perceive? Volition, you're feeling proud that you're able to exercise your will. Okay. Manas function is always thinking. That is what they say, right? Manas is always thinking. Manas don't want to sit idle. As long as you are awake, it wants to think. Which belongs, that is its function. Its innate function is thinking, which belongs to manas, manifests as the 5 universe. So once it started thinking, it manifests as, so once you started thinking, you will get any of these things, contact, attention, feelings, perception, or volition. So any of these things you will get in touch. If you think about a person, you may feel happy. It's a feeling. You may feel sad. You may feel angry. Okay. Or you may be physically in contact with somebody, or maybe in contact with the phone or something. So that's a kind of contact. Attention. So attention giving or attention seeking. And perception. So you by understanding a few things, by thinking few things, you will perceive some of the things. Okay. A implies B, B implies C. So A implies C kind of things. You perceive some of the things in your mind. Okay. Thinking that. Manas is always in contact, being attentive, feeling, perceiving, and it is always ready to think. It will never leave you. It is ready to think. That is the reason why we have to make your manas calm, make your mind calm by sitting in meditation. If the thought comes, just let it flow. You are not giving any attention to it. If you are giving attention to it, it starts. Suppose when you are sitting in the meditation in the morning, oh, what should I do for the morning breakfast for my kid? Oh, then if you start thinking about what I have in my refrigerator, is there anything? So you start thinking so many things. Suppose whenever it comes to the what I have to do with the breakfast, no, Manas, this is not the time for thinking about the breakfast, let us be concentrating on my meditation. So let's focus back on my breath. So whenever you are thinking that, it will, so manas, it is the innate function of the manas that it is doing its duty. Though the activity of these 5 universal mental formations, manas grasps the store of consciousness, regard it as a self. So it is always, manas is grasping the store of consciousness. Where it is getting that manas, it is getting from the store of consciousness, because already we have stored so many things. It is getting from there. So these are the 5 universes. Next one is mental formations. What is the next one he gave? With mati of 5 particulars. What are those 5 particulars? We will see. Those 5 particulars are the mental formations. The 5 mental formations. Viniyata, the 5 mental formations are not found at all times. That means every consciousness you may not be able to find these things, but these you may find few or more. They are jeel, chanda, determination, adhimoksha, mindfulness or remembering, smriti, concentration, samadhi, and wisdom, prajna. So these are all the 5 mental particulars, 5 mental formations. Jeel means it's enthusiasm, right? Contains the quality of attraction, drawn to look at something, to know about it, to be interested in it. So you wanted to know something about it. You are drawn an attention to something. So it could be any external thing, or it could be any spiritual thing, or it could be any swadhyaya, or it could be about meditation, anything that you are drawing an attention. Suppose if you like someone's dress, so the dress got your attention and you want to find out where you can find it, how much it is, all the details. Similarly, if you want to go for a path of, you feel like, okay, it was too much stressed out. My friend is saying that if I do meditation, I can be calm, sit calm. So let me do meditation. Then what will happen? The thought comes, somebody will send some flyer or something. So that will caught your attention, because already some thought is there. So that will caught your attention and you may go there. That's a jeel, to know something, drawn to something, know about it, interested in it. That is a jeel. Determination. So some people you may see that not showing anything interest, they just flow through, they just go with the life, whatever it gives, it's just, they'll not have any kind of interest, they'll just flow with the life. Determination, strong determination, can be described as a discriminant. Here you recognize the object and you have an idea on it. So you recognize the same example. If I take the previous example, the dress. Oh, I like her dress so much. I need to get it. That's a determination. So no, my friend is going for a meditation sessions and she looks so peaceful, and nowadays she's not even reacting so fast, and she's taking her own time and giving a proper response. So it is giving something it did for her. So I need to go for the meditation. I need to find out whether that flyer comes or not. You will go and call few people and call the people who are already going for the meditation. Where are the sessions? Is there any in person? Can I join? So all these questions you will get it, and you will try to find out. That is the determination. Mindfulness. This means in this context, the object of your attention has come to exist here and now for you. Here the concentration means focus on the object. So now you are focusing. If it could be anything, it could be meditation. Be mindful whenever you are doing a meditation. Be mindful whatever that you are enjoying. Suppose you go to a movie, you want to go to a movie, you went there. So completely put your mind there and watch the movie and enjoy it. So mindfulness is whatever that you are doing, you are keeping that thing. That is the third one. Fourth one is concentration. It means focus on the object, focus on attention object. Whatever you got it, focus on that. Okay, wisdom. We believe that we know exactly what object is. So we believe that is not the wisdom. We believe that we know what exactly the object is. Because you learn something, you want something. So once you said, no, I know this is this. Because if somebody said this is the thing, then they will say, only this is this, or you learn it, or you learn from the books or anything, you are confined to that. So that you are taking it as a wisdom. So tomorrow somebody else will come and say, no, this is not that, something else is there. Then there's a problem comes. So that means it is not the real wisdom. Prajna we found is not the same as prajna paramita. which is the true insight. Prajna is a true insight. Prajna paramita is the little. Suppose if I learn from some book, oh, this is what it is, the life goes like this or something, and you read some other book again, and you may feel, oh, no, that book, somebody told this one, so this is not right. It's not that. Whenever you learn a new knowledge, you must be able to understand it. You must be able to leave it and move on to the next one. Even Bhadri sir learned so many books. He read and he learned on it and he taught. But when he read some of the books, let us say the Thinking and Destiny, when he learned, he said, I have to unlearn so many things. When I read this book, I have to unlearn so many things. And this is the book of books. So we have to learn this thing. That is what he mentioned. It means when he himself, when he knew, so he was ready even at that moment, because he was ready to unlearn things and move on to, because he's not clinging to the knowledge that he's already having it. So that is also one kind of mental formation. Okay. Here, it is the kind of understanding or a conviction that is only an idea or an assertion. It is not the pure wisdom. It is an idea. You got an idea. From animal kingdom, mineral kingdom, all these things, you got one atma or one person travels through all the kingdoms and learn from each kingdom, and then finally he'll become a human. That is the knowledge we got from so many books. But when he started learning the Thinking and Destiny, he started saying that in the thinking, it's a thinking is so powerful that whenever you are doing some of the things, that some of the thoughts that you are releasing to the earth, so those thoughts may become some animals, those thoughts may become some plants. So the remnants of those things also will become some other animals. That's what the Thinking and Destiny Percival says. He said, and until now I understand that way, but now I changed my mind, because this is what the thing. So it makes so much sense. So that is what he mentioned it. So because that time I didn't understand until I go through it, but that's what. Whenever you are learning something new, it's not that you must be able to move on also. Otherwise, you are clinging. You are thinking that I know so much. That kind of thing. It is based on the wrong perception. So previously, whatever you learned is a wrong perception. If it is wrong. Even Gautama Buddha says if it is wrong, because you are thinking that it's a snake. In the night, you are thinking that there is something like this, and you are thinking it's a snake. Only until the light comes, then you will realize that it's a rope. It's a famous example in Adhyatma, right? So then only, so here also, whatever we are believing, we are thinking we are the body, we are the, I'm so great, I'm accumulating these things, these are my kids, this is what I have to do. So we are thinking, we are in the ignorance. We are in the ignorance. Thinking that this is my body, this is my thing, we are in the ignorance. So once that light comes, once that knowledge comes, you are not your body, there is no death to your soul, and you are just wearing this body, and life after life you will be changing your bodies, then that is the true wisdom. Here, that's what he is saying. Whatever we have, we know, those are all, it's not the pure wisdom. So it's not the pure perception. You should think, whatever the truth is, that is the pure wisdom. Mati, then talking about the Mati, because 5 particulars with Mati, right? So Mati, what is meant? We usually cling to one thing that we think it is reality. We usually cling to that one thing. We have seen so many examples of that. I can give you n number of examples how we are clinging into our life. Oh, east facing houses only does good. That's a one kind of belief that we have, and we are just clinging to that. Oh, well, somebody said, oh, you should not have a banana tree in your home. If you are having that, then you will not get good fortune. That's another kind of thing. Okay, this should be there only in this kind of thing. In those days, they kept with some scientific things, or those days it is possible that might have been applied. So east facing house is a good for those days, because whenever east facing house, you'll open the door in the east facing so that the sun will come inside. Nowadays, where in the world that we are opening the main door and keeping? When we are not opening the main door and keeping, what is the point of having east face or west face? How does it matter? So we should think in a logically. So these are all the things we think that these are the true. Even now, many people cannot come out of that. Many people, oh, no, something bad happens. What would happen? Bad, oh, God will punish. God is the sadist or what? To punish for all those things. He doesn't have any other task. He will have, right? So why? So we are actually in that clinging, we are clinging to those things. We have a strong conviction that it is absolute truth and we will not budge from that conviction. We will have strong conviction. Oh, no. God will punish. We have to do this way only. So that is a strong conviction. Prajna here is called the wrong kind of conviction. Whatever the prajna your people are thinking, that's a wrong kind of conviction. Very wrong kind of conviction that the people are having it here. If we reserve the word prajna, so let us not keep that. That is the mati. So if we reserve the word prajna for a true understanding, true insight, instead of using a particular mental formation, then that word is the mati. So the other word is the mati. We see something, grasp it, and say this is an unalterable truth. You say something, grasp it, and if it is an unalterable truth, so what is that? You don't know. Every day you are thinking that this is an unalterable truth. Manas, the self, has created as an object of its perception, and most important thing is the most important thing. So here he is saying how the manas is actually carrying it. I'll give you an example. I just wrote that Buddha parable. So I'll give you what is that Buddha parable here is, right? So Buddha has taught one parable. Okay, there is one man, father with a little boy, and he left for a few days. He left for other village few days. Okay, he left the boy there, and then the home, and he left. By the time he come back, the bandits, bandipot or something, the bandits, they came and they steal everything and they put a fire on their home. Okay, and they left. So by the time when the father comes, it could be it could be some furniture piece, or it could be something else. So something was burned out in the shape of the boy. Whenever you are seeing the clouds also, there are so many shapes, right? When everything was burned out, so he saw the shape of the boy. Then he thought that the boy was burned out. Okay, those people, these bandits, they have done, have burned it. So he started believing, and he put those ashes and he's taking everywhere, and he immersed into the holy rivers. All the things he did it. Okay, he did it, and he's crying because he likes that boy so much. Why in the world I left the boy? He was in so much grief and but the real fact is the boy escaped. The bandits, they took that boy also. Somehow after a few days, the boy comes back. He recognizes his home, and he recognizes the father has rebuilt it. So he came, Dad, come open the door. He said, no, go away. My son was died already. You are not my son. Go away. The child tries to again and again convincing the father. He asked, he pleaded so much, but he never comes back. He went. So finally the boy left. So here what it is, here he is believing. It is the belief. He is thinking that it is the knowledge that he is having. He is believing that his son was died. But the fact is, son came back. But still he is not in a position to recognize the truth. Why he gave us this an example is we are like that. We are believing something. When absolute truth came into we are not in a position to believe it. The higher truth, whenever the moment you notice higher truth, just ready to remove, ready to attach, ready to detach your old truth that you have, old views that you have, right? So you just try to remove it. So remove, or you don't cling to your thing. That is what here is saying in the Mati, with the example. Then also Mati. We cling what we believe so much that even the truth comes and knocks our door, we refuse to let it in. So we are clinging so much that whatever we believe, we are believing in, right? We are clinging so much that we don't want to receive even if the actual truth comes and knocks our door also, we are refusing it. We are not taking it. That kind of blind conviction we are in, that is called a fantasism. So we are in our own belief system. We are not actually ready to open our thing, and we are not ready to see. If somebody come and say that there is no God, then God is everywhere, you need not go to the statue and do that, then this is what is this? All these years my parents said, my forefathers did it. What is this man is saying? God is everywhere. You have to see everywhere. Why he is saying? So God is separate. So we got so much use that we wanted to go in a dualistic thing. We should never be absolutely certain of our knowledge. We need to be ready to give up the moments, notice the higher truth. Don't be particular about, at this moment, whatever I know is this much. At this moment, I'm believing this much because I know this. The moment you know the higher truth, be ready to leave this truth. Be ready to detach from this belief system. That is what we all should do. This is called the non-attachment views. Don't get attached to your views. Many people, this is where the conflict comes between friends or anybody. Whenever you are clinging to your view, no, whatever I say is right. That's where the argument starts. No, I read here, whatever is. Suppose somebody, let him say, what will happen? Let him say, oh, is it right? Oh, is it? Just listen and come back. You need not show your intellect on the other person, started fighting on the other person, started opinion. So if the persons are not in a position to respect the differences, it is not a good idea to open your mouth and start arguing with anybody. Okay. Buddha warned that his teachings are like a snake. Buddha, he himself told, my teachings are like a snake. If you hold it properly, in a proper way, then you receive the teachings. Otherwise, you will caught up by them because the snake will bite you again. Those teachings also will bite you, will be bitten by snake, right? So those teachings will be bite you because those teachings, how they will bite? Oh, I know. I have read. I read Bhagavad Gita. I read so many books. I read 10 books. I have done Upanishads. I have done this. So what are you actually practicing? Whatever you are reading is a different thing. What are you actually practicing? How it is helpful in your life? That is the most important thing, right? So you will be caught up by that knowledge. If you are not proper, you will be caught up by that knowledge. That is intellectual ego will come. So if not one ego, the other ego will come. That's what he is saying in that. Okay. What are the 4 major afflictions and what are the 8 minor afflictions? We will see the next, in the 3rd line, he is talking about this. Afflictions are unwholesome mental formations. Afflictions are not a wholesome formation. Those are unwholesome mental formations. What are those 4? Self-ignorance, self-view, self-pride, self-love. The name itself is indicating what it is. Self-ignorance, Atma Moha. So self-ignorance means I am the body. I am feeling happy. I am feeling sad. I perceive this in this way only, that he is not mine. He doesn't not belong to my family. He is separate. This phone is mine. Oh, that item is. So you, me, there is a separation, right? So that is not concerned to me. He is not well. That's not concerned to me. He is somebody else. So this kind of thing is a self-ignorance. You are thinking that you are just the body. So that is called the self-ignorance in this. What is a self-view? Atma Drishti, self-view. Self is an independent and eternal that exists apart from the other factors of existence. Remember, whether all other things are existing or not, self is independent. It's an eternal. It is neither born nor died. So it will be there forever. So that thing, you should be having it. So that thing we should have. Self is independent of eternal, and that exists independent of. So here in the self view, what we are thinking is, we are thinking an opposite. So it is independent. Atma is different and Paramatma is different. We are having, what happened? I went somewhere, right? Current slide. Okay. Next one is self-pride. Pride that we are, self-pride is the attitude that we are better. I'm more intelligent. I'm more beautiful. I'm more important than others. I can do well. I can study well. I can read many books. I can teach many books. I know everything. These are all the self-pride. Everybody has the same knowledge. Everybody can do it. Only thing is whether they have that tamas, rajas, sattva. So we are the mix of these 3 gunas. You must have learned in your Bhagavad Gita classes that we are going, right? So if one person is having a lot of tamas, he cannot read because tamas is making him lazy. That's all. It is not that he don't have that intellect. Everyone is having that intellect. Self-love. Atma Sneha. more. So when you love ourselves excessively, when everything we say, do or think shows that how caught up ourselves we are. In today only, I just heard in another class. So we say that we love ourselves no matter what. We love so much of ourselves. So no, I love my husband, or I love my boyfriend, or I love my kids. You will say that more than that. But why you are getting? If you love somebody else, why are you getting into the argument with the same person? Why we are getting into the arguments? Because whatever, when you love, you should love unconditionally. You should be able to accept him or her, right? So why we are not able to accept? Because we love ourselves so much. There is a self-love becomes so much that I think is there. Self-love means you should have some self-love. That is different from having I ego this. Okay. These are the 4 afflictions. Next one is, what are the 8 secondary afflictions? The secondary afflictions are anger, enmity, concealment or hypocrisy, affliction or vexation, envy, selfishness, dissipation, fraudulence or dishonesty. These are all the 8 indeterminate and obscured. Exactly like Manas. Manas is having all these things. Manas is having this 5 universals, and then 4 afflictions, and these 8 secondary afflictions. Remember, all these are indeterminate. So because they are indeterminate, they can be transformed. So you can work on these things. You can work on these things to transform these things. These are the kleshas. Afflictions means, in order to say in Sanskrit, those are all the kleshas. So all these kleshas, you can look deeply, look mindfully into yourself, and you can always transform these things. Once you transform, the manas will get better. Our manas will get only try to recognize this wholesome seeds. All these unwholesome seeds, manas will put it away. You will not water those seeds. You will not water those things. Suppose you went to a party, let us take. Whenever you went to a party, you start conversation normally, right? So whenever you are starting a conversation normally, hi, how are you, and all, and then slowly you will try to drift into the somebody else. The moment you are trying to drift into somebody else, if you are not attached to that, you will slowly slip away from there. Oh, this conversation is going onto the third person. Let me move out. Let me move out so that I'll not get afflicted with these negative energies. So that kind of mindfulness, we should have it whenever you are. So if you understand that what are these things? Suppose somebody says, oh, I can do this. I can do self, she or he started. Then you said, okay, he is too much into this rajas, so let me move out. So when you are looking deeply into yourself, then only you will be able to recognize the energy that is there. When you are so mindful, then only you will be able to see the energy there. That is what he is saying. So next, let us move to the next one. Shadow follows form. Manas is following the shadow. Manas is following like a shadow. Manas is following whom? It's a blind. Manas is a blind. It is just following. We will see. As the shadow follows the form. One form, the shadow follows, right? Manas is always follows the store. What is that store? Store of consciousness. Manas is always following the store of consciousness. It misguided the attempt to survive. It is a misguided attempt to survive. It is misguided. It's trying to survive. It's a survival of instinct. The Manas is trying to think, trying to survive. Craving for the continuation and blind satisfaction. It is trying to crave for continuation and blind satisfaction. We will see the things. It is following like a form. It's a shadow like a form. It is just following the store. And it was misguided by survival instinct and craving for the continuation and satisfaction. This Manas always wants some thoughts. So it is craving for that continuation. Manas follows the store of consciousness like our shadow follows the movements of our body. When we are moving, the shadow follows, right? Similarly, the Manas is following the store of consciousness. Whatever it is there in our store of consciousness, Manas is going there. It is not trying to keep something in your store of consciousness, change something. It's not. So it is just following that. So don't think, oh, my Manas said, don't think, because whether that particular seed is a wholesome seed or not, whether it's a good to water or not. All these things we have to think before we are following that. Manas is blind and blindly follows whatever seeds it latches onto the store of consciousness, whether they are wholesome or unwholesome. It doesn't matter. Whatever the seeds it has in the latches, it is just simply following it. Whether they are wholesome seeds or unwholesome seeds, it doesn't matter. Okay, that is what the manas is doing. When a manas awakened, when it has been transformed, it has a wonderful function called understanding equality. Samatha jnana. It is the ability to see the one, that all, and all in one. When this manas is awakened, when this manas is enlightened or awakened, then it started seeing that, oh, they are not separate. All are equal. All are equal. I can see myself in each and every one around us, in each and every plant or each and every mineral around me, I can see. And I can see all those things within me. That kind of understanding, once you get it, that is, you are awakened. You are not following. That time, manas is not just following the store of consciousness. Okay, next one is survival instinct. It is saying manas always goes the survival instinct. So it is get attached so much. Manas is attached so much to that self, right? So suppose the fire, you just put the hand in your fire. It's fast. So fast. So manas is that kind of. It is survival. When something tries to hit us, you will try to move away. When somebody is coming this way, I'll try to move. If somebody is coming this way, I'll move away, because manas is very. We try to avoid the blow. That rapid self-protective response belongs to manas. Whatever that self-protective response, right? That belongs to manas. Mind consciousness has not had enough time to consider the situation. Mind consciousness had not have enough time to consider the situation and set an action into the motion. But manas behaves automatically and instinctively. That is the fast. This capacity of manas is akin, and what biologists say is a primitive brain. So that is why the biologists are saying that this manas is a primitive mind, because it is the one which is quickly acting in the survival of instinct or a self-perception. It is acting so quickly. So manas is the primal brain. That's what they are saying. Next, whenever we see danger, manas works hard, pursuing persuading to us, run or do whatever to save our life. Suppose some danger is coming. So manas will say, go run, hide, do something to protect yourself. Manas is acting so fast. But manas is a blind. Manas has a blind, because manas is a blind, right? That is why sometimes it may be obscured by the delusions, because when it is a blind, it cannot see the truth. So it may be obscured by the delusion. So it can take us to the wrong direction. Be careful, manas can take us to the wrong direction as it is a blind. To describe the self-destructive aspect of the survival instinct, for example, snake has a mosquito on it. Okay, I'll give you this example. How we behave is giving, that the cat art is giving. Suppose a snake has, on the other head, there is a mosquito. It is actually bothering. Mosquito is bothering. And the snake cannot, it doesn't have hands, right? It cannot do like this. So what should I do? Whatever I do, the mosquito is there. So I need to kill this mosquito. Let me go and just be there on the road so that the car will come and it will go on the top of my head so that the mosquito will kill. Mosquito, along with the mosquito, who will get killed? The snake is also will get killed, right? So like that example, we are also like that. We are also thinking that, well, we want to punish somebody else. Somebody did some harm to us. But while in the form of punishing somebody else, we are destroying ourselves. We are holding that grudge. We are holding that sorrow. We are holding that anger within us for the years together. So we are destroying ourselves. We are also suffering along with the other person. So we destroy ourselves in order to make the other person suffer. We are thinking about the other person all the time, because so that person is there in our mind, how to do it, what to do it. So you are wasting your time in that process of anger, in that process of taking revenge, in that process of having grudge. So this is the example that he's giving, like a snake mosquito example. Manas is the force behind the kind of thinking. Anything that you are doing, right? Manas is the force. The manas is a force that whatever that you are thinking, that is the force. So whatever you are doing, suppose clinging to the self, so whatever you are, suppose pain or a joy, the manas is the reason, because whatever the fruits it is coming from your thinking, that is the one that manas is giving. So here all the things that we have seen, how the manas is going. The last one is release. Release the things, release the grief, release the sadness, release the joy. So your manas should be stable. There's a last stanza in the manas consciousness. 22nd is the last stanza. When first stage of the bodhisattva path is attained, the obstacle of knowledge and afflictions are transformed. First stage is obstacles of the knowledge and afflictions are transformed. As the 10th stage, there are 10 stages. He has given only few, but I'll just give you the brief thing. At the 10th stage, the yogi transforms the belief in the separate self. So as he goes to the 10th stage, the yogi or the person, whoever is practicing, he transforms himself. He is not separate, I am not separate. It's that the separatedness will gone away. And store of consciousness is released from manas. And what is it is released? Whatever the store of consciousness we kept from before the birth to now, whatever we are getting, right? That will go away. That will be reduced. Okay, that is what he is saying in this particular stanza. So let us see what are the things. What are the 10 stages of Bodhisattva? Bhumi means stage actually. First stage is a joy. Pramidita, or first stage is the joy. Pramidita Bhumi, that is the first stage. The first stage is the joy actually. When is the joy? So the moment you start, the moment you release your anger. So you have some anger on somebody, and I said you unnecessary, you are actually holding that anger because of the other person also, you are also getting suffering. So when you know that, you wanted to release that anger. So you release that anger. When you release that anger, you feel so much lighter. You release the grudge on the next day. So you are feeling so much. So whenever you are releasing all these things, you are feeling so much joyful. That is the first stage. Okay. So the next he is talking about the two kinds of obstacles in this. What are the obstacles? Obstacles of the knowledge. That is the Gneya Avarana. Jnana Avarana, and the obstacle of afflictions, Klesha Avarana. So these are the two things that we will be having. We are having that problems in order to have it. Obstacles of afflictions are the Klesha Avarana. When we know something, we lean to something. Suppose once I know Jnana Avarana and Klesha Avarana. When we know something, what I say is today, I learned Bhagavad Gita. So I learned so much because Krishna explained the way how we have to conduct our life. I know something. So here you may be losing the affliction of that this is mine, something like that you are losing, but at the same time you started affliction towards Bhagavad Gita because I know Bhagavad Gita. I know what Krishna says. I know how to conduct the life. So which means here you got the Gnana. So that is the obstacle of knowledge. So you started having that obstacle as a knowledge obstacle. You started because now you know that you have something, you learned something, right? So then you know that. So here you are not again, oh, that people doesn't know much. I know much. So those people are not so great. I am so great. So this kind of feeling whenever you are getting, you are possessing, you are caught up by the knowledge. Here, instead of caught up by the world, you are caught up by the knowledge. Whenever you are feeling that you know something, you are end. Your progress ends. Whenever the great philosopher Socrates said at the time of death, I know nothing. Because the more he learned, he said, I know nothing. That's how. So when he himself has said, what is that we know? We are just trying to learn as little things. Mustard seed kind of the knowledge that we are taking when there is a big ocean is there. So we know as we are learning, that is the one. As you learn so much, you will understand that there's a lot more to learn. If you don't know anything, you feel that, oh, I'm good. Whatever I'm getting, I'm good. That's what we feel. The more you learn, the more you should feel it. Other than that, if instead of feeling that, if you say that I know, I have done so much, then you are caught up with the knowledge. In order to understand the higher understanding, you caught up somewhere in between. So that is the stage that that will be happening. When when we have learned absolute truth, we are caught up by the knowledge. So you learn something absolute truth. I know we are not the body. So we have all this being meditators for all these years. You know that you are not the body. So this knowledge you have it, but have you experienced it? That's a different. So once you are understanding, so the knowledge, once you learn or 1 year, you may be having it, but you should be having. Once you experience that, you will not caught up with intellect. Once you don't experience, you will be caught up with the intellect. So whatever that you started getting, right? So you will be paralyzed with your obstacles. You will not be able to move before it. You are in ignorance that you know the truth, right? So that is the knowledge obstacle, ignorance. You are there. If we begin the step, if we believe that the step we are standing is the highest, we cannot climb up. Suppose there is a ladder you are climbing up. You went to the top ladder and top step. Then you said, "Oh, there's nothing that I can climb." So, which means if you think that all this knowledge is a ladder, then once you think that you are in the highest step, then there ends the matter. You will not able to learn. You will not able to climb the higher. Okay. So, yeah. Here I just give a brief, the Bodhisattva part, right? The path of central concept of Mahayana Buddhism, emphasizing the aspiration to attain the enlightenment for the benefit of sentient beings. The path often describes the terms of 10 stages, because he's talking about 10 stages. I just put it here. Joyful entry. The first one is the joyful entry. The stage marks the beginning of Bodhisattva path. The practitioner generates the bodhicitta, the altruistic intention to achieve the Buddhahood of the benefit of all beings. Initially, he wanted to remove all his afflictions and he wanted joyful entry. He started. Immeasurable. The Bodhisattva cultivates the 4 immeasurable qualities, that is love, kindness, compassion, empathetic, joy, and equanimity, as a foundation of their practice. Radiance. The practitioner develops the ability to radiate compassion and wisdom of all beings, illuminating their minds and dispelling the ignorance. Me, mine thing, that ignorance is dispelling. Glorious. At this stage, Bodhisattva transcends the attachments to the material world and experience the profound sense of freedom and the inner peace. So he's leaving all the external things. Difficult to conquer. The practitioner gains greater mastery over their mind and emotions. The practitioner gains greater mastery over their mind and emotions, making it difficult for negative influences to disturb their equanimity. Manifest. In this stage, Bodhisattva wisdom and compassion became more evident and accessible to others, inspiring them on their own paths. So the manifestation. Gone afar. The Bodhisattva understanding of emptiness deepens and they become skilled, guiding the other paths of liberation. Immovable. The practitioner mind become unshakable. Whatever happens, his mind will not shake. They are able to remain steadfast in their practice, and regardless of external circumstances, whatever might happen, they will be very steady in their practices. Good wisdom. At this stage, Bodhisattva wisdom becomes all-encompassing, and they possess a clear understanding of the nature of reality and interdependence of all phenomena. All the phenomena, everything is interdependent, they'll understand it. Cloud of Dharma. The final stage is characterized by the enlightenment. So this is so important. So here I just gone through because not all the stages were explained here in this particular stanza. But the thing is, when it comes to the 10, what is the 10 phases, right? Here he is talking about the most obstacles are the knowledge obstacles, and the second one is affliction obstacles. He talks about these two in detail. Knowledge obstacles are easier to abolish than the affliction obstacles. What are the knowledge obstacles? I know this. I have learned this. So I know this kind of knowledge. So those are called the knowledge. Intellect obstacles are the knowledge obstacle. And the other one is afflictions. Afflictions means kleshas that we have. What are those kleshas? Our anger, misery, despair, blocks of the store of consciousness, all these things are jealousy, craving for something, greediness, all these, the mental formations are the afflictions. So these are the very difficult. Knowledge, I can say, oh, I should not say that I know, because I have to, there is so much to learn. So with that understanding, you can say that I'm not preaching anywhere, I'm not teaching anywhere, I'm trying to practice only something. But afflictions, those kleshas, right? The afflictions are very hard, because you will say that, oh, I am younger, should not come, I should overcome, and all the things. All you will be very mindfully meditating for the thing for overnight and doing everything, and morning you get up and no, I should not have it. But the moment the kid asked for you gave like 2-3 instructions, he did not follow, the anger kicks up, just like that. So it is very hard to win those afflictions. That is what the jealousy, the greediness, all those things, it will be very. So when you arrive at 8th stage, I already showed you, 8th stage, when you arrive, you become achala bhumi, means you will not move. Whatever the external circumstances are there, you will not move. You will be with your practices. That is the realm of immovable. That is achala bhumi, you will call. So here you will remove that self. The self will vanish. You will feel that everything is the same, and by this time you will be, the store of consciousness is also released. Whatever the things that you kept in the store of consciousness, all those store of things, you are getting released, you are freed. So you are having that great mirror of wisdom. You have you have that actual truth, real truth are there. So there are two kinds of, here he is saying that there are two kinds of these afflictions, right? There are two kinds of attachments to the self. What are those attachments? One is the habit attachment, because when I'm doing something daily or something, it became habit. So I get attached to that. I want that. I want to have this. So that is a habit attachment. Second thing is we acquire in the life. Habit attachment is we acquire in the life. Second is we already born with it. Because from the previous life or from the parent that we are in the womb, there are some attachments we already born with it. So those are the things these are the two types. So the first one is, the second one is carrying from lifetime to lifetime, because it is there from the previous lifetime. All the things we are carrying, those seeds in our store of consciousness. And the second one is habit attachment, that I started getting or acquiring in these things. So we have to remove, or we have to get freed from ourselves from all these things. Then we will become the realm of immovable. That means achala bhumi. We will transform that our innate belief system. What is that innate? You are separate, I am separate. That is the innate belief system. We will transform that innate belief system. The manas becomes the wisdom of equality. The manas will now has the it will not say this is mine or anything. It is having the wisdom of equality. All are equal kind of thing. All the blocks of our discrimination, ignorance, craving, greediness, self, all those things are transformed. And practice of looking deeply. Anything you should look deeply. Look deeply in the sense, do that mindful meditation. Whatever you are doing, look deeply into it. Mindfully, you transform your qualities, transform your store of consciousness, transform your 5 universals, transform your 4 kleshas, transform your 4 major afflictions, transform your 8 secondary afflictions. All those things you have to transform. Then you will see you and nature are interbeing. You are not separate from nature. Nature is not separate from you. Everybody is an interbeing. That kind of thing, right? There is no longer the discrimination. There is no self and non-self. There is no you and me. There is no I and you. So we are all we are all the interbeings. That is the capacity that we will get, the wisdom in the equality. So when you reach to the 10th stage, he gave the 10 stages because they may not happen parallelly. They may be happening, not sequential. They may be happening parallelly, or they could happen sequentially depending upon one's own practice. So whatever that. So the seeds produced and strengthened by the formations. Here the seeds are in our store of consciousness. The seeds are produced and they are strengthening with our mental formations. Once you are removing all these afflictions, then you will not form or you will not pour any water to any seeds. So whenever you're not pouring any of these unwholesome seeds, you're not pouring these mental formations, whatever that unwholesome seeds are there in your store of consciousness, they will not start sprouting. When they are not sprouting, you will not get affected by those things. So then you will become a real prajna. That means really you will understand that actual language. Therefore, the planting and growth of all the seeds are operating in our daily life can be impigmentation of the language. So he is giving that a different term, impigmentation of the language, and you will come out of that. You will be able to see that, because how this comes with your sense organs, how we are actually storing the store of consciousness, he is saying, is with the 5 sense organs and sense objects, the consciousness, and 6 sense consciousness. All these things only you are actually perceiving the world. But once you reach to the 10th stage, you will look deeply into anything. You will see deeply into the mindfulness. You will have a tendency that you will not get afflicted with those things, or you will not store anything in your store of consciousness. Instead, you will try to remove the things that are there in the store of consciousness. In that way, you will become a pure, or you'll become an enlightened person. So that is what all that we learned about Manas today. Okay. So to next, whenever the break after 21 days, because our meditation magic is doing a 21 days meditation for all the continuous things. So we'll not have a classes for next 3 weeks, but once we come back, we will see the mind. So we are getting a good breaks, because after the store of consciousness, we have a break for 3-4 weeks, so that you can revise all those things and understand better. So here also we got again the break, so that you can, whoever has not catch up any of these videos or anything, you can go back and see. Okay. So now questions. Time for any questions or anything you want to share. We have 6 more minutes.
Namaskaram andi.